Hi everyone, it's Alison from Let Love Bloom. How are you all today? Welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. I'm so happy that you have decided to join me and are becoming part of my little Bloom family. And this is a beautiful time every week where we can really take some sacred time to dedicate to ourselves and to tuning into our little bodies that, let's face it, feel really neglected and often minimized for much of our day and week. And so that's why this week's Tune In Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about a really important topic, and it is around what could be blocking your natural ability to love yourself and let love bloom more and more within your heart, within your body, and for yourself. Because I know for many of us, especially us little kind, sensitive souls who identify as having qualities of being an earth angel or an empath, we are the real love bugs of the world, and we just love, and we are so much more comfortable a lot of the time with giving our love towards other people and caring about other people than we are ourselves. And I've spent many years, looking at this and going deep with these topics. So you know what? This episode of Tune In Tuesday, I'm going to go deep, right to the core of some three really deep feelings and emotions that we can heal and clear and dissolve that will naturally start you to feel more happy and love for yourself, and just let love flow back through your heart again and to yourself. All right, so how does that sound? Okay, so the three deeply hidden little emotions that are often hidden so deep that when I'm doing kinesiology, I have to really check in for some suppressed emotions. And often when I'm working with clients, their little spirit guides, their little guides are really good at helping me identify these deeply emotions that so many of us don't realize are hiding deep within our heart and our unconscious mind. Okay, so number one is shame. So shame is a really uncomfortable word for so many of us, and it brings up so many uncomfortable negative feelings, and we tend to try and numb our shame, or we don't like feeling shame. But because we're little humans, sometimes things that happen in our life, we end up carrying the energy of shame. And that is a really important thing to clear, to help your self-love and self-worth naturally start to flow back into your life again. So I just want you to take a minute we're going to just tune in to your body and your heart. So just get comfortable where you are for a minute and just take a few slow, deep breaths. And then I just want you to place your hands on your heart, and sometimes one on your stomach or solar plexus, which is just below your chest. And this really helps us bring our awareness and focus back into us and to our body. And I just want you to imagine tuning into your body and asking your body, is it carrying or feeling any shame? And I just want you to allow your body to speak. Or just imagine any shame that you're carrying bubbling forth or bubbling up. And just go lightly with this. Just go lightly. I just want you to start to be the little observer. And I just want you to gently note what your body's saying. And then if you were to ask yourself, is this my shame? Or is it someone else's shame that I've been carrying or feeling? Just see if you can notice the difference or notice what your body feels or says. Because so many times we feel embarrassed or ashamed about things in our own life that we feel that we have done or sometimes that we haven't done. And sometimes our reactive emotion is to feel shame about that. And we can clear and dissolve those things as well, which is so important. But sometimes we also, when we think about things that our family have done or our parents have done or our partner's done or things like that, we can feel embarrassed or ashamed, or we can carry that shame. And it's really important to help disconnect from that and to break that weight of shame that you have been carrying, because it can really block your ability to love yourself, value yourself, and feel good about yourself. All right. And so the next deep emotion is blame. So now I just want you to tune into your body and ask your body, is it carrying any energy or emotions of blame? Maybe you grew up in an environment where you often felt blamed for a lot of things. Therefore, you have carried on this energy and tradition of then blaming yourself all the time for things that aren't perfect, or if things go wrong, or if people aren't happy. So there's so many things that can be caught up in the energy and the emotions of blame, shame and blame. And for many of us little earth angels and empaths, we can really take these things to heart, and it can really block our self-love. I wonder if you can feel that in your heart, that your heart is literally frozen or contracted because of so much shame and blame that it's been carrying and feeling and not knowing how to release or make peace with. It's very hard for you to feel good about yourself and love yourself and feel worthy and deserving of beautiful things, good things, happy relationships, an awesome life, when you're harboring and carrying this low vibration of shame and blame. And so the three thing that I really wanted to talk about and bring to your attention is the word and the feeling vain. How vain does it feel for you to really love yourself? And I really want you to check in with that and check in with your body. Remember, if you're flowing back up to your head can be saying a completely different thing. So just check in with your body and ask your body, if you were to really love yourself, value yourself, be proud of yourself, be confident with yourself, how vain does that feel? And just notice what your body's feeling. And then I just want you to notice, ask your body, where does that come from? Where does that feeling of feeling vain, if you were to love yourself, come from? And I know for me and for some of my clients, when I've discussed this, it can come from, for example, growing up as children, and if we had people around us, or if we went to school maybe with other girls or guys that we felt had really good self-esteem and confidence and were popular, we often felt that they were very vain or up themselves. If you think back to people in your life who you felt looked like they really loved themselves, sometimes it can come across as being very vain, and so that we can then not want to be like that. Or we can make these unconscious vows and commitments to never be too up ourselves or arrogant or vain. And so we've spent our whole life then trying to go the other way and not love ourselves. So we could have made this unconscious vow and commitment to never be like that and to never love ourselves. And it's amazing how much those little unconscious thoughts can really be just blocking your natural ability to love yourself. So I'm just wondering if any of that is resonating with you, and feel free to leave some comments or feedback. Remember, this is really a time for me to just get you to tune in to some of these concepts, to some of these things, and it might not resonate with you, or not to the extent that I'm talking about, but this is about you really starting to have a good communication with you, and to really start to nurture your relationship with your inner voice, your heart, yourself, and to have these little discussions with your body and your heart to see how it's really been feeling, especially around this whole topic of self-love. And so it's really important to tune in and listen to those things every day. And now once we've identified these things, we can now start to dissolve them and clear them, and really allow ourselves just to live in this present moment today, and then actually give ourselves permission more and more and more every day to love ourselves, value ourselves, and not feel so much shame and blame or vainness around it. And so I just like to imagine, I like to use some essential oils sometimes just to clear and cleanse my energy. Things like lemon or lemongrass, or even some peppermint is really good to breathe in and even put on our little hands. If you don't have essential oils, that's okay. But I just rub a little bit of oil on my hands, some peppermint this is, and it's really uplifting and cleansing. And just breathe it in and breathing out. And I just want you to imagine this beautiful white light loving energy just flowing down from above, from your higher self, from spirit, from divine source loving energy that infinitely loves you, cares about you unconditionally, and wants to see you happy and thriving in your life. So I just want you to imagine this beautiful white light energy flowing down from above and just flowing over your body. And I just want you to imagine breathing out this energy of shame, blame, and vain. Just want you to imagine breathing it all out, like releasing this dark, toxic colored mist. And even just imagine it all draining out the bottom of your feet. Just imagine someone just pulled the plug hole on a bath And just allowing all this negative energy of shame and blame just draining out the bottom of your feet. And then just breathing in this beautiful, light, fresh air. And then I just want you to imagine saying to yourself, I give myself permission to truly love, nurture, and value myself. And then just notice how that makes your body feel. And any uncomfortability that you're having with that, I just keep breathing it out and just keep soothing, soothing, soothing. And then my little guides are just wanting to add one more thing in that they feel like is important. Just imagine for all of you out there who feel like you're going to get in trouble for being vain or up yourself or loving yourself. There can be so much fear attached to that as well. So just releasing all that fear of getting into trouble, people being jealous of you, people hating you if you looked happy or you loved yourself and had a beautiful, healthy, happy, loving life. And I think that's going to be in our follow-up video for next week, a lot of this energy around fear. It can be so much that we're going to cover in these Tune In Tuesdays. So I hope you liked today's video and it's given you some things to tune into and work on. And of course, if you would love some extra help and support with this, please feel free to reach out, book a session with me. And don't forget, I've got my new guided meditation on my website now that you can download for free, and also my self-care recovery guide for awakening earth angels. Please download that, print out the sheet and stick it up somewhere where you can see it every day. All right, well, have a beautiful day and I will see you next week.